Good morning. Today is the day we are getting the fences electrified. First I want to check on the sheep and see how they did with the diatomaceous earth. Good morning, boys. You're enjoying your shelter over there, are you? So I came out here last night to take down this electric strand since it wasn't electrified yet, and I threw it on the outside of the fence and somehow it wound up back on the inside. Hello, boys. Tangled up. I don't know. Well, it looks like they got into it a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell, but my suspicion was they would have knocked it over and dumped it all out, but it's still in there.
Good morning, sheep. How you doing today? Bah! So, what do you want to do today, sheep? Bah!
It's pretty windy today, so I'm not sure how the audio is going to be coming out. I apologize for any of the wind noise. As any good shepherd would do, I was checking out the manure and everybody looks good today. It doesn't look like we have any issues with scours going on, so I'm really relieved about that. It certainly does look like they've eaten down this hay pretty good though. So what I'm gonna do is probably spread that little remaining bits out to help compost out some of the manure areas and get them some new hay. My mentor has admonished me against throwing the bales of hay directly on the ground for the sheep to free choice. She recommended getting some kind of feeding trough. I picked up that the other day at the farm store, and putting the hay directly in this, that way there's less hay that's kind of lost to the ground. Oh man, I just tore my favorite shirt. It's 2 days in a row. Yesterday I tore a shirt on the corner of this fence. That was just a white t-shirt though, didn't bother me as much. This is my favorite shirt. So fellow homesteaders out there, if you have any suggestions on how to not tear your clothing on fencing every day, leave a comment in the section below. I'm thinking maybe just cover the corner here with duct tape or electrical tape, something like that, just to smooth it out. But if there's a better idea, let me know. In fact, if you guys have ideas on anything we're doing out here, please feel free to let us know. This is a learning experience for us. We're hoping to learn as much from you guys as some of my fellow new homesteaders can learn from us. So since we've been doing all this hay, it seems like an appropriate time to talk about hay storage. As you see behind me, I have the bales of hay with a tarp over it. This is not an ideal way to store the hay. Best practice would be to store it under cover, in a shed, a barn, a carport, anything like that, to keep the rain off of it. That's number one. You want to keep it dry. Number two, you want to keep it out of the sun. The sun bleaches the hay and causes the nutritional content to reduce dramatically when out in the sun too long. This tarp is the best solution that we have right now. It both protects it from the rain and the sun. The hay is stacked on a pallet, a heat-treated pallet, and the tarp is secured down using ratchet straps. I used some rope and tied it around the base of the pallet on each corner to provide the ratchet straps with something to hold on to. This has worked pretty well. We've had some pretty decent amount of wind these last few days since we've been here, and it's held down fine. We've had some rain. The hay is still dry. It smells great. It doesn't smell moldy, nasty, or anything like that. It smells great. The lambs seem to be enjoying it. Per my mentor, you don't want to wrap up the hay like a present. You want it the tarp to be open a little bit so air can get through, it can breathe.
I just don't want anything to sting me or not. I just don't like white and yellow jackets.
We have a lot of yellow jackets here, don't we?
Yes.
Lots of distractions today, guys. I was determined just to get it done myself. I started gathering all the materials. I had to dig them out of the debris pile in the garage, but I found them all. Got all the materials I needed to put this together, and then I was notified that it was time to go pick up our screens for our new windows for our bedroom addition. We haven't had screens on the windows the last few nights, so we haven't been able to open them, and it's been a little warm. So I gotta get these things installed. Oh, and the internet guy came. We thought he was coming to install the internet, but he didn't install it. He was just coming here to check our signal to see if we had enough signal strength here for them to do an installation, which apparently is gonna be a big ordeal. So we're just relying on the hotspot for now. So with all that, we are pretty much out of time today. It's time for us to go inside in a minute and start getting dinner ready. So I am forced once again to postpone the electrification of the fence. Good news though, my dad is committed to coming up here tomorrow and help me with it, so we'll get it knocked out. So for the next few minutes, we're just sitting out here enjoying our time with the sheep.
Enjoying the quiet.